With so many things going on and so many different things that are catching your eye, buying a bike can definitely be an overwhelming experience. Here's a couple tips that may help you out if you're feeling stuck on your decision. What's going on, bikers? Welcome back. So we made it to Times Square, and if you ever been here, or if you can see from this video, there's a lot going on. And just like here at Times Square, that's the same way that looking at purchasing a new bike can be just overwhelming. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of parts, a lot of components, a lot of different variances that go along into making that bike purchase. So if you ever heard the term analysis paralysis, which pretty much means when a person starts to overanalyze and overthink a decision so much that they're unable to move forward. And this is something that's very common in the cycling community because there's so many options and so many different variances on bikes. So if you're out there looking for a bike, first you break down which brand you want, and once you decide on the brand, then within that brand they have different types of bikes that kind of offer different advantages, whether it's a more aero speed bike or more light climbing bike or an endurance bike. But the decision doesn't even stop there. Like for instance, my bike, which is an endurance bike, it's a Domane. And once you decide that you want a Domane, there's so many different levels within a Domane, from aluminum to carbon to different components. So you can start at a AL2 all the way to a SLR9. So within there, you have to try to figure out which bike may be best for you. And this can be very complicating and confusing when you're looking to try to find which bike you think is best suited for you. Now, a couple quick things that kind of want to go over to help with this process is, the first thing is limiting your search. You want to avoid that rabbit hole where you go down and you start searching and you start searching and searching and searching, and now you're looking up things that you never had any interest in looking up, which only further complicate the process and further delay the process and make it even harder to make a decision on what kind of bike that you want to buy. You want to make your search strictly on the type of bikes or the type of riding that you are interested in doing at this present time. And as I say that, I want to bring up that, we often focus on making the perfect decision, and a lot of times it's not so much about making a perfect decision, but understanding when we make a decision how we can solve any problems that may arise from the decision. Now, I kind of give you a little quick story and example to help illustrate what I mean by that. When I got my first bike, all I wanted to do was just ride around for a little bit. It was a hybrid bike, and quickly after getting that bike, I knew that I wanted more, and I was already looking for an upgraded bike. Now, that could be a huge problem for someone out there who's looking to get a bike and thinking, okay, I don't want to go through that situation where I'm not happy with it or I want more. However, I approached it with a different mentality where I ended up selling that bike a month after I got it, and I sold it for $100 less than what I bought it for, which is pretty good value for having it for a month. So some may hear that and think that I just wasted $100, and if I would have did my research beforehand, then I could have saved $100 that I quote unquote wasted. And that's one way to look at it. However, I didn't take that approach. When I sold it for $100 less, I took it as that I just rented this bike for 4 weeks for $25 a week to figure out if I wanted to keep it or if I wanted to buy something else. And I think with that mentality, that helped me be able to make a decision and to go out and find the bike that ultimately is what I wanted to get. So to wrap this up, the last thing I want to say to anyone who's out there thinking or looking to buy a bike and are struggling to make a decision on to which bike they should buy, understand that life is about constant learning, and you're never going to understand or know the entirety of any subject. So with that mentality, understand that I can't know everything now, and I'm going to always be learning. So let me get started. That way I can learn what I want to learn or need to learn now, and then I can adapt and adjust as I move forward. So these are just some quick tips that I wanted to put out there for anyone who's thinking about getting a bike and are having problems making a decision or narrowing down a particular bike, as we've made it out of Times Square on our ride here. So things are a little bit more calmer, and I hope your decision gets a little bit more calmer and easier as you move forward. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I hope you enjoy this content. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. I'll talk to y'all soon.